in Ohio, so east side of Cleveland. We're going into our 12th year, so 11 and a half years and counting. I also have the opportunity of running the CrossFit Medical Society along with my business partner, which has been an awesome experience the last couple of years in partnership with CrossFit. I think we're doing some really cool stuff. Which hopefully we can unpack in kind of a Q&A format potentially today. And I was also gonna maybe tap on Zia as well, because we're just coming off the heels of a health integration summit, which we had at Counterculture, which was a real highlight of, I don't even know, I know we're early into 2026, but like honestly, that was a huge highlight. So like things are just gonna have to keep getting better than that as the year goes on, because I thought that the weekend was awesome. So that's a little bit about me. I'd love to, if it's a small group, could we maybe like pass the torch a little bit and just give me like exactly where you guys are located on the West Coast and how long you've been affiliate owners? Have we connected? Just remind me where I may have talked to you. And that would be helpful. That would be great.
Definitely. And just like since this is kind of like a monthly call, and I don't know if everyone saw the post I had put out, but this week for the mastermind, we're doing just a little, we've invited Jenn Pishko. She's not on the West Coast, but she's part of one of the co-creators of the CrossFit Medical Society. So a big part of what we're talking about is the CrossFit Medical Society, answering questions in and related to that. But yeah, I think we can just kind of go around the group. Zia, you're on every call, but if you want to give a quick little intro, because you're the top of my screen.
My name is Via. I own CrossFit Counterculture in San Diego. We are at 17 years. Um, I met Jen a few games ago now, a couple years
Yeah.
ago, right?
Before
Before
the,
the
I mean,
medical
before the
society
medical
was,
society, I remember you
yeah,
being on a panel. Oh God, it was probably like, I don't think it was 21. I don't think it was right after COVID. I think it may have been 22. One of
yeah,
your panels that you were on as I think when we met that year.
yeah. And I got all in on the medical society from creation. I think it's an excellent idea, and I think it's the future of CrossFit. So
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of anything medical society.
Appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
Mitch, do you want to come off mute real quick?
Yeah, Mitch, Rail. I'm in not gorgeous and not sunny Washington right now. So you
Fair.
can talk about all the warmth and all you want, but I'm over here with the beanie and in the house. But no, I've been affiliate going on 13 years, so 12 plus years, whatever. And generally, we've really ever connected. We've gone back and forth a couple of emails or whatever else,
Okay.
um, but yeah, so just here hanging out.
Nice to meet you, Mitch.
Thanks.
Mitch, I'm coming up your way this weekend. I don't know if I'll have much time away from UW, but I'm flying up on Friday, and I like literally bought snow boots just to survive 3 days in Washington.
It's not going to be that bad, but
Well, but I'm going to
maybe
be
for you.
outside at softball games only, and so I think I'm going to freeze.
Yeah, yeah,
And
you
being
work.
from California.
And yeah, just a little bit above or below 60, and I freeze.
Yeah, you're
All
screwed.
right, Kenny, if you can come off mute.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Katie. Good to see you, Zia.
Yeah.
Mitch, Dan, nice to meet you guys. Let's see, Jen, you and I met briefly at the
LA.
at,
It was
at
Becca's
Becca's
gym.
gym.
Yep.
Yeah. So the skinny on us, this is year 22 as an affiliate for our gym. And that's really it. We've been through a lot. I can spare you the details, but that's the kind of nuts and bolts of it.
Yeah, nice to see you, Kenny.
Nice to see you, Jen.
Kapu, are you able to come off mute really quick? Thank you.
Hammers up in this call, man. Kapua going on 7 years as an affiliate. We're in Hilo, Hawaii, CrossFit Hawaii. I've seen Jen present at the games, and I think we did a call just to kind of
I think
understand
so.
community cares
Yeah.
a little bit. And yeah, so excited.
Nice to see you.
Dan, are you able to hop off mute?
I am. My name's Dan. I'm in Southwest Portland, Oregon. We also have rainy, cloudy, cold, but I have my heater going, so I don't have to wear my beanie. We're going on 8 years affiliation. 8? Yeah, I think it's 8. We started our affiliation 1 year before COVID hit, and COVID on the West Coast was a very different story. So we were met with many challenges.
And you made it.
We did.
Awesome. All right. And Nikki, if you're able to say hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
10-year affiliate owner, Nikki Sharp, Destination CrossFit. Good to see all y'all. Long time for some of you, not that long ago.
Southeast Washington, right?
Say what?
Like Southeast Washington.
Walla Walla, Washington. So, yep. Good one, Katie.
Way out there where I haven't been yet.
It's so sunny today.
Oh, good.
All right, you guys. Well, it's thanks for the reintroductions and introductions. So as Katie kind of alluded to just in my introduction, the CrossFit Medical Society, most of you, all of you have heard of it, have had some iteration of interaction, whether it be at a gathering, maybe at the games or calls and whatnot. And so just holistically, if there's general questions in about any of the things that you may have come in contact with or heard of that you just want to ask as just general questions, like please, by all means do. I think for us right now, what we're really excited about and what we did with Zia right out of the gate was over the last couple years, there's been the implementation of a number of different types of resources that exist for owners, coaches, and community members in a couple different buckets. And, obviously knowing that there's triangulation that's needed to put some of this stuff in, practicality within your own business structure, within your affiliate, or within your own personal needs. What was the next step to be able to put real context and structure around the execution of this in a meaningful way that still gave the owner like the empowered drive to figure out what's going to make the most sense? Because we can all appreciate that we're independent small business owners and we do things differently and we operate differently, and we have different priorities and bandwidths and scope and practice and all of that. But there still could be an opportunity to have collaboration, networking, and frameworks and blueprints to at least get you started with things that you might be most interested to do. I think at the games, we talk in other places, we've talked a lot about CommunityCare, which is, the health insurance alternative, which is in and of itself, like could be life-changing for you as an individual and your family. And again, happy to answer questions about that. But then there's also the consideration that it's like, okay, and I say we, because I am one, and a lot of this stuff came from just figuring out what was going to work for me as an owner and being in this space was how can I keep serving my community in a way that was meaningful for them as they kind of transgressed through their health journey, but then also didn't necessarily mean it was going to be more hours or classes on the floor or trying to figure out how to pay my coaches more. How were we going to just continue to elevate what we could offer individuals and, just everybody in our group, in our affiliate? And when we paired it back and we looked at what we could do, from the CrossFit Medical Society standpoint, there is direct to consumer labs, which now has a structure around, educating the affiliate owner to bring that into their own offerings as a health tier and kind of own that member journey and then be able to structure and create a membership pricing structure or an onboarding pricing structure that, increases margin and revenue for you guys. In the same sense that, there's education and connections to resources if you wanted to go down the rabbit hole of metabolic rate testing and bring, resting metabolic rate or VO2 into your affiliate at reasonable price points to where it makes sense for you as a small business owner to be able to build that into, like I said, health onboarding tiers, ongoing health tier memberships, that layer on top of, your general CrossFit memberships, really with hopefully as little lift on your end as possible, right? So not reinventing the wheel, not having to build anything out super crazy. And I'm going to screen share just a couple things with you guys, just in terms of the way that we're able to facilitate the communication in and around it. A lot of it does come back to what we talked about at the Health Integration Summit with Zia, and the 46 other owners and coaches that joined us, so that we could really dig deep into the education. Because I do think that unapologetically, we have to embrace that there's a little bit of science that allows us to speak to the way we can support our members with these new services. No, don't. Mitch is like, oh, I'm out. Bye, science. But it's important because if you're interested in this stuff and you want to, offer labs and, have them not go to function or go down to the Equinox that charges $40,000 down the street for the same shit you can do. Like, we have to, be educated in a way that we're confident to say why your stuff is better and what it's going to do for them and all of that. So not that you need to be a clinician by any means, but it's just an opportunity to educate, more so about the why, than anything else. Nikki, you were at the summit. I'm gonna toss it to you. I want just like your off the cuff feedback on how that weekend went for you.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, so the weekend was great for me. I feel, this year we are shifting a lot of different things, and it was a really good opportunity for Erica and I to look at ways that we can continue to evolve Destination CrossFit, and we have a lot of potential to be in that space. I think that, and one of the things we've been working on is just like getting all the nomenclature together. It's funny because Erica, of course, is pulled in her healthcare role a lot more recently with some other things, and so us deciding how much bandwidth and time has been the thing that for us we're trying to make sure. I'm still in the I loved the training. It was really eye-opening, and it gave me a feeling of hope for how we could be a bigger center for health than we are now. Does that mean that have all my steps planned out? No, but there's a ton of blueprint opportunities. There's a lot of training within the thing, and I feel really, I took away just feeling really excited and feeling this like tension of what I've done now to like change into where I want to go. And so that's, I brought it up. It's funny because Franny was on a call earlier, and I'm like, I want to do all the things, and I have this gadget thing that I really want to get, and I'm excited, but I'm also, there's like the pro con of the purchase as definitely the thing that I have had, like, that's like my big hurdle right now. But Eric and I went and got our elite panel. Erica's scheduled to we'll be scheduled to meet with Tom for a doctor review. And then that'll give us the pieces that our reflection for where it was for us and what we could do with that. And then and then we'll roll it out to our pilot group. So I'm excited to do that. And I think see what pitfalls or feedback we get along the way. Cause I do think there's a lot of interest within our team and then within our community on better health, better reasons to look at and measure nutrition impact, as well as our other pieces. So I don't know if that helps, Jen, with what your thoughts were, but I
just love hearing the feedback more so because it's a learning experience for us too, to make sure that we can continue to support the needs of the folks that are starting to do this work. And I'll screen share some stuff in a second, but Zia, it looks like you want to say something.
I mean, I'm changing after that seminar. I have already changed everything. Everything about how I am running my gym. I already ordered the Pinoy. So I am already offering the VO2 max. So now, I mean, I've changed literally everything about the intake. We already had an in-house RN doing IVs and vitamin injections, so we were already going in that direction anyway. But we now have another membership tier. We have $225 a month for our base membership, but we have a $500 a month membership now, where they get biannual blood panels, VO2 max testing, monthly check-ins with their in-house health coach, and blood panels read by Dr. McCoy. I mean, we've taken it to a whole nother level, and we've already built out their website for it. And that will go live the second I get all the flyers, because I have to retrain the girls or my admins on the sales process and how to sit down and do the evaluations. But I've literally am hoping to launch it by next week and upsell now a $500 membership that will be able to actually change people's quality of life and health. So we're not just doing a nutrition program where we're going to write you macros and we're just going to throw a dart at the wall. We're actually going to use biannual blood work, VO2 max, RMR. I mean, the fact that the VO2 max can literally identify how they are utilizing energy, whether it's from fat or carbohydrates. I mean, that's huge. In addition to everything else, we're on a waiting list to get a DEXA scan. I mean, we are truly going to be a premier health home. We're not just a gym. We're not going to just sweat and have you go. And I have a 29-person wait list already for the VO2 max testing. And
Dude, that's
we haven't even
amazing.
started it yet. And one of my friends owns a gym down south and he's like, "Can you come do a pop-up?" And he's like, "I think I can get at
Yeah.
least 60 people." So I'm going to bring it down to my
Yeah.
friend's gym and we're going to do it at his gyms.
Which that's I'm really glad that you surfaced that. And where did she go? Where did Nicole go? There, Nikki, there you are. So in terms of strategy, right? Because I think one of the biggest things of all of the considerations is, okay, well, what's it going to cost me, right? Financially and like just in time and effort and education and all the things, like, because if it's new or it's challenging or all that stuff, then that's the second example of where an owner has, got this equipment, they're building out their health tier. They've already connected with 2 PTs in town that don't have it, that are like, holy shit, I want you to come and do this for my PT members because, this guy trains for a marathon and I'm helping him recover and he would find it very beneficial. And so just the access and education, like there's a lot of opportunity as you explore it. And I love that is something that you've already experienced. Yeah, I think that that's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. It was honestly one of the most educational courses, as far as business wise goes, like that I've taken in a really, really long time. Like I walked away from that, like, all right, I'm now doubling a membership option because you can only fit so many people in a facility, right?
Yeah.
So like when you have a ton of members and you're like worried about space, do you move or do you just definitely go towards the more
Yep.
offerings?
Yep. No, that's awesome. Nikki, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I think that was one of the other pieces of like looking into the PNOE costs, because there is like those other replacement like the filter or the hoses stuff. And I don't, obviously, since I don't have one, I don't even know what it will look like in terms of other replacement, making sure I have all the stuff to even have a 29. I mean, I know I have like 20 people on the list of people that I've had conversations with since our thing. So it's just I think it's those pieces of the cost and then pulling the trigger. And as some of them know, I love a gadget and I don't want it just to be a gadget that people don't actually use. Right. So that's my thing with the journey.
And you can still think about health tier memberships just with looking at the resources that you have, right? And you just scale it up or down appropriately. And then maybe you start with, the lab panels and the review appointments, and maybe a little additional, one-on-one like health type coaching conversations that really focus around habit formation and lifestyle. And then once you see if that's going to be something that fits into what you're excited to offer to your members and it's got a little bit of momentum, then you say, okay, it makes sense for me to now take this next step. Because there are places everywhere where if you were really interested in, referring somebody to get the testing done, you could find, a VO2 max or an RMR place. That's just outsourcing it to somebody else. But if that information was important to your athlete, like you could definitely do that. I think the more you keep in-house, the better, because it's like your folks and it's a differentiator and it's just an opportunity. Katie, can I screen share?
And you should be able to. Let me know if you can. But
I think this is it. Okay. So can you guys all see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So one of the things also that kind of launched, quote unquote, in and around the time that the health integration summits took hold and formation and then really kind of got officially going within the last month or so, is the fact that all of the resources, just from like an information standpoint, like where to order biomarkers, how to learn about community care, all that stuff went mobile. So we have an app. But it's not just like download the app and it's kind of like a passive, that's all you need to know for information. It's how you create your quote unquote membership to the CrossFit Medical Society. So Katie, I can send you the link for anybody that isn't already on it or a part of it. But what's really cool is it's bi-directional. And I like to say that because it's actually a communication platform. And so when you go through summits or even other iterations of education, like there's a CommunityCare education course for the affiliate owners that are in CommunityCare, that have gone through the course, that are offering it to their members, it allows us to be very in real time, adding real resources in a way that will not only like ping you when shit gets uploaded, but you can ask questions, you can interact with, this first cohort of folks was, I don't know, 46 to 47 people. Like they are actively talking about what they're doing, like post summit, right? Who's doing what, who, has had conversations with their members, who got the Pinoys, like all of that. So you're not just left into the wind, which I think is important for us just as individual affiliate owners. It's important for connection. I know Katie and Zia work really hard at providing ways for affiliate owners to connect with each other on an ongoing basis. And that's so, so important. And for whatever ability we have to do that, especially when we're thinking about offering new stuff, it was really the reason why we created this, so that as people want to get education, it's super easy. And to Zia's point, like if you look at the lessons here on the side, like we give you everything that would make it easy, so that if you want to start ordering labs for your folks, like here's the waiver you need them to sign off on, right? If you're going to do VO2 and you just want an extra layer of protection outside of your normal waiver because you're doing a different type of test, like copy and paste that shit like wherever you want to. We have a lot of just general suggestions for SOPs, like if you want to do labs in your affiliate, if you want to send them out to LabCorp, because you can go to LabCorp for free anytime, there's just lots of suggestions. And then there's even parts of the course itself that were pulled out and broken down so that you can have easy access to, reiterate, understand all of that just in terms of, stuff that was talked about. So that's what you get when you come to a summit, you know what I mean? And so that's part of, the ongoing process of, coming and doing and learning this education. So I just wanted to share that because I don't know that a lot of folks know that there's that much that's involved with like, embarking on the education piece. So
The binder was huge. There's so
yeah.
much information. And then the stuff you have access to online once you've completed the course, there's even more. You literally don't have to do anything. You just copy and paste all of their stuff, give it to your web developer. It's awesome.
And we're working on, Jen, we were talking about adding dates in the West, on the
Yeah.
West Coast. I know you
On
have
the
some
West Coast.
coming up, but we were talking
Yeah.
about adding some more
No,
out.
I think so. And I think that's on the docket. I actually need to circle back around with you with some just suggestion dates and locations to like pick a spot, but it would likely be after the games just because of the way that the schedule pans out. But the next closest one to a lot of you guys is in Denver in June, middle of June, June 13th and 14th. And so that we can make that one a little bit bigger, just because I think that the space and the bandwidth of some of the other folks that support the medical society, like our researcher and stuff, is able to come to that one. So
you guys have a post and a link about that. I'll repost that too on the West
yeah,
Coast.
yeah.
That's not far for a lot of people. So.
Hopefully a easier flight than it is to get out of Cleveland and go anywhere. Terrible.
I saw Nikki ask Zia what you charge for, what are you going to charge for the pop-up, or have you figured that out? Oh, you're muted now.
Mute.
I thought you unmuted, but it didn't work. There you go.
For members, I'm charging 200. And then I think for the pop-up, I might do like a deal, like 150, if he can get a certain amount of people to do it. I haven't really thought about it yet, but yeah, I'm going to charge 150 per person that sign up, but obviously it'll be full before we go down there.
Yeah. And that's helpful too, right? And I can give you tips on running big.
Yeah, that'd be great, Jennifer.
Stuff. Yeah. So
but the members will be charged 200, which I think is more than fair. The average, like even health insurance covers like 150 to 200 for a VO2 max, so they still won't have to come out of pocket for that.
yeah, and that's actually not to totally change the dynamics, but so CommunityCare, when you're on it, they have quarterly perks that kind of go in support of just general health preventative information diagnostics. Like one quarter is a DEXA, right? One quarter is your VO2 where you get $100 credit to go and get your VO2 done. So it's like, Zia, for every single person that is community care, like in your gym, all 20 some, I don't even know how many people anymore, like they, will get a quarter sometime throughout the year where it's like they can go get their VO2 done and community care gives them $100 back, right? So it's like full price for you, they get it half price. And so there's a lot of synergy when you think about how all these pieces kind of work together.
And HSA, FSA approved.
Yep. Yep. That's awesome. What other questions do you guys have? Nikki?
I did have a question on like if I just sign up from CommunityCare, does it automatically know I'm an affiliate owner and then get me into the training? So then that would
no,
start
once
the
you
process?
sign up, you send me an email and I just
Okay.
verify that you're in the report that I get.
Okay.
I think they asked for your licensee of record number.
That or
Okay.
your CrossFit ID, either one.
Yeah.
Jen, can you say that again? Because I'm in community care, but I signed up for myself, but I haven't seen anything for like affiliate.
Yeah, so send me your email address. And then what I need to do is obviously just verify in the report that you're an active standing, and then you will get access to, it's a different course in the platform, but you'll get an invite to go ahead and do that education. Yep. And it doesn't take long. And it's really, I think the biggest thing is that it's meant to hopefully feel you as supported as possible so that you can start having these conversations and know where to send people when they have questions, know what you should feel comfortable answering and what you shouldn't, and just have all the links. And again, there's like example emails of how to send it out, like when you're ready to introduce it. I know Zia has an amazing postcard. Since you made yours, Zia, we actually have a stock postcard in there as assets as well that you could like download, put your QR code on there and post it and stuff. And it helps kind of like clear the path so you know how to optimize it it's best as possible.
Can you remind me your email again?
Jenn, Jenn, at CrossFitMedicalSociety.com.
Oh, Zia.
I can, but they made one now that you have access to in the medical society
course,
portal. Yeah, which I will start using now that there's one that they made. But I can send you mine, but theirs is really cool.
Thanks.
Randy, did you have a question about that or about community care?
I was gonna let Jen know. I emailed her last week, and we were talking about starting it and rolling it out with our affiliate. I just finished the onboarding today.
Oh, great.
I started our email campaign. I'm dripping it over 3 days. We're really excited to roll it out. Got our referral link ready to go. One thing really quick on that postcard, the QR code doesn't work. I scanned it.
Well, so let me make sure it should also be your QR code. So
And that's what I thought.
okay.
And that's what I thought. So I wasn't sure if it was going to update or something, but when I scanned it, it just said 404 page not found.
So it's just a placeholder. If you download it and then you could put like in Canva, you can put your own QR code on it.
That's what I assumed. So
Okay.
I just wanted to make just a comment, just to double check.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, that's helpful. I'll put a describer note around it so that we know and understand.
Because if you are doing your search engine optimization and you're really diligent about that, you want it to be a QR code that leads them through your website so that, because I've had a member join through searching for some of these blood panels and things through the medical society. So you want them to be routed to your website. So you want the QR code to route them to you and not to the CommunityCare website first.
No, 100%. Yeah. I would even, Zia, I love that point. I would even, make a section on whatever page you're going to have this as an offering in your affiliate be what that QR code goes to, right? So that the information is there. And then once they're on their website, then they'll click your unique URL and then be taken to the enrollment page. Yep. Love it. You guys are good. Look at all this energy, this Health Hub energy we have. Nikki.
Yeah, I'm excited because I have our website person working on adding the tab for the CrossFit Medical Society once we get all that stuff figured out, and then we'll have some of the stuff that like Souza had put in with his
Yep.
conversation. That was some of the like the guiding, like what I've seen is like something that's active already in running. But I'm also happy to like take other ideas, but that was where I was starting from. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's helpful. And what's interesting and what's cool is to be able to hear feedback from you guys as you start doing this work, for those of you that are, and maybe soon as well, just in terms of, are you taking 5 people through at a time and doing it in cohorts? Do you have it ongoing? Is it a membership like Zia's? I love hearing all of the ways that, are working, or what you've learned, and, what you would suggest to do different. I think that that's helpful for everybody. I think the ongoing membership thing is awesome. It's kind of low touch, no maintenance. They're signing up for it. Depending on Zia and how your automations are set up, like they might have to initiate when they're ready for the next one. I don't know if you trigger it like with push press or whatever, but it puts a lot on the member, not on you. And so you just kind of have to prompt in and keep up with it and stuff. And so I love that. That's great.
I mean, if you have push press and you have all their offerings, you can literally set it up so that they get a reminder and that they need to reach out to us and like schedule, and it can be all automated. And to put things into perspective, as far as like, oh, I don't live in a well-off area, blah, blah, blah. No, my second gym is in Oceanside, and those people do not have money like they do in Encinitas. And people are still paying $200 a month for just regular old RPM to do their, or whatever that wags, or, they're paying them $200 a month to give them freaking macros based on nothing. So yes, it's anyone's can do this as long as you are describing the value properly.
Love it. Awesome. Anything else, you guys? Okay.
Oh, it's the next one's when? I'm just like, I'm
Uh,
gonna ask you like those questions. What's the next one? How many people registered so far?
Yeah. So the next one's in Boston, April 24th and 25th. We're right around 25 right now in Boston. So we do have some spots open there. Then the one after that is in Denver. That's June 13th and 14th. That one's close to half full already, and we just opened up registration when we came from San Diego, and that one was further out. And so that's awesome. And then Charlotte is November 7th and 8th, and that one only has like 5 or 6 people. So there's
That's
plenty
too far.
of time.
Yeah.
It's too far. It's too far out. It's too far away. Don't want to wait that long. Although I am impressed that there's 5 people signed up for it.
I know that you need one up in
Honestly.
Northern California.
I do. I think so.
Then we also were thinking LA could be good, even though you just did San Diego. LA is always easy to get to. Kenny says yes. Yeah,
Please.
I know. LA is not hard for NorCal to get to either, but we were talking about NorCal would be good.
I would just defer to you lovely ladies on what the next California location spot should be, and where you think it would be easiest for folks to travel. Like thinking about it being, a month or a month and a half after the game. So knowing that it would be like in the September kind of time frame. Do people want to go back to NorCal because they were just there? Would they rather come, further south to like whatever the LA area, Orange County, somebody offered their affiliate there. So just let me know. Shit, I'll go back to San Diego. See, I'm coming back.
You're welcome here anytime. Just don't bring that weather with you next time, girl.
Wonderful.
And I know Randy already want to throw his hat in the ring for hosting if you wanted to go Pacific Northwest at some point. So,
Oh yeah. I mean, I really do.
As this grows, that would definitely be a good direction to head. So.
100%. 100%. It's one of
For
my
the
favorites.
California affiliate owners on this call, a lot of people that are on Covered California are losing their health insurance because of the funding. Now is an opportunity to pounce on that. Californians that were relying on that are in trouble. It's a huge cut. Thousands of people are no longer going to be offered Covered California. And because it's not everybody gets it and it's no longer affordable, that penalty that's there for being on CommunityCare is going to have to go away. So that's something to look forward to. I know that's a sticking point for some people that they can't get past. What if I have to pay that fee?
Yeah, the penalty. Yeah.
The penalty is going to go away, as the coverage is going to go away. They can't give you a penalty for not having healthcare if there's not a free option. So for you California affiliates, now is the time.
Mm.
Good insight. Thank you.
So I got a couple of questions, and this is for everybody, starting Jenn with you, Zia next, but also Nikki and Mitch. And it sounds like you guys are kind of engaged in this process. First of all, Jenn, when you spoke, and Tom, the gathering at Becca's Gym was fantastic. I mean, this is probably, for me, being around for a long time, one of the most compelling conversations that we've had around this stuff, because it really does start to bridge the gap that we all have been personally living, but also like we know that it's possible. And it fractured out into all sorts of like weird, eating challenges. And we didn't know what they were doing. It's like, let's do this challenge, let's do that challenge. And nobody ever took like 3 steps back and just go, let's look at this whole thing from a 360 view. And I really feel like this is a lovely maturation of the conversation that's been having.
Thank you.
We've been having over decades. So let me just address this, and I'd like to get feedback from everybody. But so I got on the phone not too long ago with Zia because I knew that she was kind of leading the California charge on this. And I know that we're a gym, a small community that would be all aboard, but I also know that we've been just like overwhelmed from a day-to-day perspective after the fires. We've just been on our heels, and it's really hard to feel like you're in an athletic position on your toes, ready to go. And so right now I'm having this experience of like I got 4 kids, and they get way more excited than their capacity to actually handle the responsibility that I may give them. Right. So I can do it, Dad. I can do it, Dad. I'm like, okay, here it is. And then I can't do it, Dad. I'm like, okay. And so there's part of me that's feeling a little bit like that. And I've got between my manager and Dusty, I've got some people who can really help lead the charge with this thing and literally take this off my table and just forward run with it. But I'm just wondering from a straight up, and this is more for the affiliate owners, as Jenn and the Medical Society has offered these tools, what are you seeing for your time, effort, energy? Because that's one thing I don't have on my canvas of life. There's no more part of the canvas that I can fill in. There's the time threshold is at capacity. And so while I know this is probably the single most important conversation I could lead, or my team of coaches could lead to close the gap that we've been waiting to close for a long time, I also just go okay, what are we looking at from a time energy perspective? And then for us, I know everybody's going to have different perspectives based on where they live, what the ROI expectations should be. So the average value per client that's engaging with this, because that's my determinant, the time energy. If it doesn't hit a certain threshold, I'm forced to make decisions like, although this is the best thing, I cannot execute on it right now because my team and where we're at, we have other priorities that need the more acute, focused responsibilities that they've got to do. So I'm just kind of curious from those of you that have started. Obviously, Zia, you're a huge advocate, but I'm just wondering, from a perspective, okay, average person who's engaging with it, your time, Zia's time, for the average person with setting up the automations, getting those talking to the web designers, talking to the individual clients, promoting it, all those things. What do you estimate time per person purchasing? In your case, an upgrade for almost $200 a month or whatever the ad is.
So I think to pare it down, and then Zia, I'll let you answer that one specifically, but I think you're kind of asking okay, well, what's my customer acquisition cost at this level of offerings, right?
Yep.
I will say that even preemptively going down that road, in that stack, that binder, that you get, the first part of it is, are you ready to do this? Because here's your checklist.
Right.
Here's what you need to have fully kind of laid out and understood in your head. Do you have staff? Do you have time? Do you have bandwidth? Do you have resources? What interests you most? What could you start with that is the lightest lift? If it's just, putting the CFMS website on, a monthly newsletter that says they have great, resources for the community. Go check it out on your own. So there is kind of like this work through where it's like, don't bite off more than you can chew, right? Because we want everybody to be
Right.
successful, right? As an affiliate owner for your coaches and for your
Yep.
members too. Because you
Mhm.
say you're going to do all this cool stuff and then it like 45 days go by and then there's no follow-up and then nobody knows if that was a real recommendation or not. You know what I mean? So I will say that like it's really easy to get excited about it. And I think that one of the things that we try to do when we get folks together and that I hope we tried to do in San Diego and we'll do forthcoming is really make the first day like very education based, more so for your own personal growth, right? Because whether you are executing on resources or new business plans or health tiers, like being able to speak to your members in a way that can just help push their journey with you further, right? Even if it's like, I totally hear what you're saying about your fatigue and it might be your hormones. Why don't you go see a doc? Like the things that just create deeper relationships is really part of this process as well. And then, the second day is the integration of, okay, this shit's cool. I'm interested in learning about it. How do I start applying this in my affiliate? And one of the things that was the takeaway was here's the 7 things each one of you are going to try to do when you go home. If you do 1 and 2 and that doesn't feel good or that's not happening, then you don't go on to 3, right? Like you're not doing all of the things that some of the folks that left are doing, right? But you can have a conversation with your coaches, and just say, here's what 7 steps would look like. Do you want to try it with these 3 people in my affiliate? And we're going to see how it goes. And then it's just kind of one step at a time is I think the overarching concept that like, I know where my bandwidth lies too, and what I don't have time for and all of that. And I very much respect the hustle that is the affiliate owner, holistically. So.
That's helpful. Anybody else who's like Nikki, Mitch, Zia, obviously I've talked to Zia, but and even that was an example, Jen, because I called Zia, I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, all right. And then I was like, and in my head, I'm like, I'll call you back in a couple of weeks. And she's like, man, that was, I don't know, 4 months ago. Yeah.
The setup is really where all the time is. Now that it's all set up, it takes 0 man hours for me as the affiliate owner. It's all automated and I'm not one of the health coaches that I've appointed to do this work. But obviously, the setup was where I had to do. But taking the seminar, I had all of the legwork built out for me. I just had to take it from the binder, get it to my web developer, tweak it a little bit for my specific affiliate, and then just kind of like map out the membership plan I wanted and the a la carte services. So really building out like the Pinoe schedule and push press and like, figuring that kind of stuff out and then kind of going from there. So once it's set up, and you don't have to do it all at once. Like I took the seminar, so I'm setting it up as we're in the seminar, figuring out what we need, but you could start small and then add from there, right? By the end of the weekend, I was like done. I was like, all right, I have it done. I think it was to the web developer like 2 days later. Like I was on it. But that can start small and go like, I've been doing community care for a few months now. So I didn't have to build that part out. It was already done. And then we were already offering the blood panels. So that was already there. And just do little bits at a time. But once you set up all of this stuff, that's the beauty of it. It's not a time suck for the affiliate owner. It's setting up the processes and then they're just there. Because obviously you're not doing the blood draws. You're not doing the discussions with Dr.
I'm a
McCoy, right?
phlebotomist too.
Yeah, you're not doing any of that.
In 8 weeks, you could be. I think
I
it's
know.
like an
I've thought about
8
it for
week
like,
thing.
I've thought about
Very
doing it for 20
easy
years.
to become a phlebotomist.
It's
I mean,
super easy.
but
Actually,
the blood panel, it's included to go to lab course. So just let them go to like, I don't even have my in-house nurse do the blood draws. We just go across our lab course right across the street. So they just do it there. So it's nothing that you're doing. And then when they sign up for the membership, they schedule their VO2 max. And then, like I said, they get notified when it's their 6 months to do their second blood draw. And then they just go do that. It's really not a time suck once you get it set up. But what I find to be the key part and to keep people on that membership is the once a month health coach, like your personal, like a personal trainer, whoever you're choosing to be that person, I think is important. So like we have an in-house RN, so we're using her. And then we have another solid coach that I love that would, I mean, I would trust him with my affiliate if I went somewhere for 6 months. But like, so we have 3 total like coaches that, you know, it's their responsibility to do the once a month check-in, and that's just 30 minutes. And it's really not a bunch of time for you, but executed well, it could be a lot of extra revenue. So if they stay for the year, I get $1,200 extra per person that signs up for the $500 membership.
There's also, you know, there's some worksheets in there that will kind of let you lay out costs and, you know, from an ops standpoint, just, you know, cost of goods at that juncture, right? And then what your potential, you know, forward-facing consumer costs would be. And then, you know, that helps too, I think, for you to gauge, you know, your area and your demographic and what might be more appealing. If it's okay, I'm just going to screen share this one person's affiliate. She is actually in Florida. She's coming to the Boston Summit, so she's already signed up to go. You guys can see my screen, correct? Yeah. Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. So
Yes.
to Zia's point, like she had started building out stuff on her website. So she's already offering community care. That was one of the first things. Her blood work and biomarkers is just very straightforward. This goes to the CrossFit Medical Studies website. She is owning the SOP for none of this. She's putting it all in the hands of her members or her potential members and just using it as like, hey, we do cool shit here. Here's what you need to know about it. And it's very hands-off for her. Now, the reason that she's coming to the summit and like for trusted providers, right? She has the ability to schedule lab reviews with the medical practice. She's coming to the summit because to Zia's point, she's going to start putting all those pieces together. She's going to own the process and now she's going to make the revenue off of it, right? So instead of having secular offerings, right, which are still great value adds and allow you to speak to your community and offer things that the gym down the street isn't offering just by linking out stuff on your website. Like that's all you have to do. And then you don't have to do anything else. Or you can triangulate it all and put it into membership offerings that go directly through you. And then it's your cost structure. And, you know, it's $450, it's $500, it's $600, whatever it's going to be. Like you get to decide that. And then you get the links and the assets and all the things to kind of help on the back end. But so, you know, you can start super small and you can test the waters and then you can build from there.
Go to my website and steal everything that's on my website.
Yeah,
I already did the work.
Zia's and Winter Park both seem to have it already kind of built out, so that's helpful. Is there anyone that's like, oh, better to start with just something like CommunityCare because it's even lower of a lift or not necessarily?
I feel like I don't know I would say regardless of what side you come in on, and for the folks that are coming in on the community care side, I truly believe most of them are because it was a helpful service for them first. So it's like, this helps my life. I'm a small business owner. I'm paying whatever their reasonings were, like that's the side they came in on. And then, you know, through that trajectory, like you get access to free biomarkers once a year with community care. Like there's just natural kind of integration with the other services and vice versa, right? So it's like once you start going down kind of like the health hub, like whatever deep dive hole, like you start to see why it's beneficial for you to be able to say, I offer community care, right? Because you can give them all their healthcare needs. They don't need the other kind of like big system, you know, dysfunction. And so it doesn't matter. I think you'll move through the tunnel regardless of what end you come in on. That's my thoughts there.
Anyone have other like specific questions? Obviously, we can also get with Jenn offline again.
Yeah, 100%.
Another call in another several months. I think it's really valuable.
This is great. I love the questions, you guys. Thanks for being so.
I think it's helpful to hear from owners that are either contemplating stage or implementing stage or kind of in between. It's kind of nice to see the path. I think Kenny brings up a good point for a lot of these things. at first almost they sound too good to be true. Then you're like, well, no, I know they are true, but now it's like, can I actually, do I
Right.
actually,
But now what do I do? Yeah.
yeah.
And it is
I
over,
know.
like it, like full disclosure, like it can be so overwhelming, especially if you've, been in the game for a long time and you are really efficient at what you do and everything works and it's not like there's anything that's like wrong or needs to be fixed or anything like that. But if you think it's cool and you think it would be a value add and you want to evolve more and see what's possible, like I think that's also really exciting too. And I do think, and I think we said this at some point over the weekend, but you know, it it can be a two-way door, right? Most of the time where you go through the doorway and it doesn't necessarily need to mean that, you're selling your soul to the health hub devil, right? And you're never going to get it back, right? Like get excited about something, like step through the doorway. Like if it's not the right time and it doesn't feel like it's going to fit your community, like just casually step back and it'll be here for you when you're ready down the road. So
Penny, try it with your coaches first.
mm-hmm.
Go through the process yourself. When I first started doing it, I wasn't on it yet, and I didn't do the blood panel, and I was having a really hard time understanding the process. And then I went through it and it made so much more sense. It's
Yeah.
super easy. But go through it on your coaches. I
Yeah.
mean, first give it a try. Like I'm practicing the VO2 max with the coaches first. So if I mess it up, it's just that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just try it on somebody else before you try it on the paying members.
Yeah.
And just do one thing at a time.
Yeah. No, that's helpful. And I got a couple of senior coaches that could do a really good job with this. And I'm looking over, I got two of my junior coaches. I'm literally looking at them and
You're
thinking, yeah,
literally
they could grow into being a health coach alongside this thing.
Yeah.
They're not too distal from having that. The senior coaches for sure, but I mean, without equivocation, it's just like they're underusing their knowledge right now, which is frustrating for my staff. It's really frustrating for our team, because we've got people that have been doing it for 20 years.
Right.
Yeah, and then it gives them just more opportunity to make more money that you don't have to pay for because technically the client's paying for it.
No.
And it makes the client, like, they trust you not only with their fitness, but their health, and then the community on top of it. It's like these people are never leaving. It just, I mean, F45 is not doing this. And Equinox is doing it, but it's
For
$40,000 a year. And there's a 4-month waiting list.
In LA, I've got like competitors that are doing this
That's such a
for
funnel.
150, 200 a year. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's like so many ridiculous examples. And it's like,
so if I was in LA, I would be charging $800 a month for it.
No,
I mean, like,
right.
It's insane what these people Equinox is literally charging 40,000 and they have a massive wait list.
Sure.
So,
sure.
And they're doing it with GLP-1s and
Botox.
If I had more time, I would go on my soapbox and tear down all the bullshit wellness companies out there that are just like playing on the fact that people are so sick of the system that they don't know where to look. So now they're just going into the thing that is being the loudest. And yeah, it's the three-headed monster. It's four-headed now because of the fucking wellness industry. But like it really, that pisses me off more. Like it makes the fact that health is now being stratified against economic status is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And like if there's no other reason why some of this shit should excite you, it's because like we need to fill the space that is not being filled by anybody else. So it just really makes me mad.
I would say don't start with IVs and vitamin injections. God, that took so long. That was so hard. And it was the biggest, and maybe if you're not in California, but I would say if you're trying to do like one of the prongs,
it's really hard.
Do not start with that. That was talk about a time suck, Kenny. That was the worst.
Sure.
Now that I have it up and running, it's great. But oh dear God, like don't start there.
Yeah. Well, good stuff, team.
Yeah.
Thank you all for having me. I appreciate crashing your West Coast.
Crash anytime, little lady.
So much. Thank you guys all for coming. This is kind of a packed house for us. So I really like seeing everyone's faces and great topic to be. And I love that, more than one person is already starting to do this stuff or gone to the seminar or summit, that kind of a thing. So
yeah, we're happy to host you too, Jen. I know a lot of people.
Okay.
We're happy to host. So whenever.
That would be awesome. Yeah, we'll put a California date back on the calendar for 2026. We got to. Cool. It's a good folks want to come out there, so it's
For
exciting.
every outside of California, we need to add another one because I think
Deal.
our region is going to be the one that has all the gyms doing it.
Yeah.
And then
Take it over.
tell us all to come
Take
out
it
to the
over.
island.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Love
Right.
it. Well, thank you guys all. Have a good one. We'll see you next
Thank
month.
you.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Katie. Thanks, see you.
Thank you.